Our mission may be vocational or professional, or even mean influencing others and getting them closer to God. To find our mission, we have to search our heart and go where we think God is sending us. Everyone has a calling from God, and it is for us to find our calling and follow it.
The skit begins with a group of 5 young people gathered at the front of the church. They are approached by a youth playing the part of Peter.
Hi, I'm Peter.
Hi Peter, I'm Dylan.
Hi, I'm Amita.
I'm Megan.
Hi, I'm Roshli.
I'm Adelda.
Hi Peter, what's with the look, huh?
I'm sorry, I don't understand.
You know the look? Are you a caveman or something?
No, not a caveman. I think he's one of the disciples we talk about in confirmation class.
I wouldn't know anything about a confirmation batch, whatever. I wouldn't know about that. But yes, I'm a disciple. I'm a disciple of Jesus. I am Peter.
I know you. You are Peter. You know Peter, Peter the Rock. I know you. Jesus called you. Once you were a fisherman and you used to fish for fish. But then Jesus asked you to fish for people. I know you, Saint Peter.
Saint?
Yes, Saint Peter. Jesus asked Peter, "Who do the people say I am?" And Peter said to Jesus, "You are the Christ, the Son of the living God." Then Jesus said to Peter, "Peter, you are the rock, and on this rock I will build my church, and the powers of hell will not conquer it."
Wait, are you gone mad or something? What would Jesus' disciple be doing here? Where did he come from?
Why don't we ask him?
So Peter, where do you come from and what do you want with us?
I came from God. I wanted to answer God's call.
Everyone stops and looks at Peter, who looks content now that he has finally been able to get his message across.
Our call?
Your call.
What call? We've been here for an hour and the phone has not rung once.
Each one pulls out a cell phone and checks for messages. Peter stands looking confused.
Wait, you're not talking about a phone call, are you? You're talking about God's call.
Precisely. God has called each one of you. God is inviting you to answer God's call, to serve one another, the world and your church.
So, how do we do that?
I know, it's coming to me. Yes, we answer God's call by searching our hearts and following where we think God is sending us. For some of us, it may mean being teachers, computer technicians, professors, engineers, students, you know.
For others might have a special calling in church.
You mean being Sunday school teachers, altar boys, SYM, SVP, Christian education, Bible study and all the other subcommittees and things?
Yes, all those things. But I'm also here to remind you that some of you all have a special vocation in church.
Group once again looking confused.
Like deacons, Eucharistic ministers, seminary professors, or one or two of you might even be a bishop someday.
Do you really think some of us are going to be priests, nuns, ministers, and even bishops?
Absolutely.
I think I might be interested in checking this out.
Yes, us too.
So, how do we get the information we need?
You could contact your parish priest, Father Jerome, or catechism teachers.
Great. Thanks, Peter.
Bye, Peter.
Remember, you all are called.
I don't know how I control it.
It's on.
I don't know. It's very shiny. Oh, it is stopping.
Megan and Nicole enter on stage.
Have you heard about Jesus?
What about him?
He's been doing miracles,
Miracles, yeah, right.
like making sick people better I saw Jesus heal a blind man. He couldn't see anything, but now he can see everything.
Are you sure?
My dad saw it happen.
Who was it?
You know Zach?
Oh, him. He can see now?
Yes, he can. I just went to visit Zach.
I want to see Jesus too.
They agree and rush out with excitement. A few seconds later, they straggle in, sad.
Oh, we missed Jesus again.
I want to see Jesus.
Hey, I've got an idea. Let's go visit Zach.
And how exactly is that going to help?
We can ask Zach about how Jesus healed him.
And he can tell us about Jesus?
Yeah, exactly.
They agree and rush out excited. A few seconds later, they enter, still excited.
Did you see Zach too? I heard that Jesus is back in the city. He is? I heard that Jesus tells great stories.
I love stories, but Jesus will be way too busy to tell me one.
Jesus told all the bossy old people to let the children come in.
Really? Well, let's go then. Harvey comes in towards them.
Too late.
What?
Jesus just left.
Oh, did you get to see him?
I did. And he did tell us a story too.
Well, if we can't hear Jesus tell us a story, you can tell us what he said.
Sure. Well, Jesus said, the kingdom of heaven is like a treasure hidden in the field.
Treasure? I want to find some treasure.
Well, Jesus also said he would not store up the treasure here on earth where it could be stolen or even ruined.
Where could he find or keep this treasure?
In heaven.
Come on, we have to find this treasure.
They rush off with great excitement. A few seconds later, they wondering about something.
We missed Jesus again.
Yeah, but it was nice of that person to tell us what Jesus had said to them. It was like they told us where the treasure was.
Okay, so let me see if I understand this. If we listen to Jesus' words and we believe them, and we believe in Jesus, then our treasure's in heaven?
Yeah, we will go to heaven to be with him.
Even though we haven't even seen him yet?
Yeah, we are his disciples if we believe.
I believe, but can we still be his disciples without actually following and imitating him? You know it is said, love God with all your heart, with all your mind, and with all your soul, and love your neighbors.
Ah, good point. We're only youngsters, and I have college tomorrow.
Me too. But I guess we can still follow him without actually following him wherever he goes, you know.
Yeah, we can follow Jesus in our hearts.
Meanwhile, let's try to learn a little bit more about him.
They rush across the stage with new excitement while randomly shouting things like, "Yay, Jesus is back." Adelda comes rushing out to them, calling, and stops to pant for breath.
Wait up! Stop! Jesus is gone already.
He's gone again, already?
Yeah, sorry. I got to see him though.
You got to see him?
He told us a story.
I'd love to hear another story.
I could tell you the story.
Okay. All youth listen to Adelda.
Once a man was going from Jerusalem to Jericho when robbers attacked him. While he lay dying on the roadside, a priest passed by and saw him but went around him.
He didn't want to help him?
No, not at all. He didn't even talk to the man. After some time, a Levite passed by. He too saw the man but went way around him.
Oh, the poor man. Who's going to help him?
A Samaritan.
A Samaritan? But they don't really like us because our people are not so nice to them.
The Samaritan not only helped the man but fixed his sores and paid someone to take care of him.
That was really nice of him.
And Jesus wants us to be that nice to everyone. We are to love God and our neighbors.
Neighbors? Everyone? Even the grumpy neighbors?
You are grumpy sometimes. Don't you still want people to be nice to you?
Yeah, I see your point.
Hey, I just heard that our neighbor down the street is not well. Let's go over there and see if they need some help.
Good idea. They exit with excitement. A few seconds later, they come on stage, very sad. Some are crying.
I can't believe that they killed Jesus.
Mom didn't let me leave the house. Are you sure it really even happened?
Yeah, did you feel the big earthquake?
Of course, it happened when it got really dark outside. Well, I wonder what's going to happen now.
I heard from one of my dad's friends that Jesus had been telling stories about how he was gonna die.
You mean Jesus knew about it? Why didn't he run away or hide?
Jesus raised a man from the dead and a little girl. Jesus calmed a storm at sea. Jesus can do anything.
Is that even possible?
You do not have to physically see or hear him to know and follow Jesus. Do you have faith like a little child? Thank you.
Now you can try.
Using this.